Welcome, fellow androids, to RimWorld Android Sanctuary, Episode 2, Solar Array. Yeah, it is crazy how much they could do when they don't need to sleep or enjoy things. Yeah, Panda and Techie don't really need to enjoy things. They could. I could put them on recreation. But since they're plenty happy without, I don't think it's all that necessary. And I finished that research before I even thought I would. So let's queue up smithing, because that's obviously the leading option. And wrap up that vote timer 10 seconds early. So let's go ahead and, even though there's a eclipse, get a solar panel built here. Now, in order to try to avoid infestations, I'm going to try to only use... I'm going to be very specific about where I put these panels so that I can avoid infestations. I'll just put it like that. Having to decide exactly where this goes. All right, Gray. Once you're done recreating... Oh, you'll probably have to charge your battery. Ooh, yes! There is more space! Now, I don't want to get too close to the edge here. I'm going to purposely avoid going too close to the edge of the mountain for my own protection. And we'll put you on construct. I'm going to zone restrict Gray so he doesn't leave home. So when he's on construct, he doesn't go deconstruct ship chunks, because that is a lengthy distance to travel. And then let's move this recharge node here. And then I think what I'm going to do is eventually, like I said, I'll have stone, but for now it's going to be steel. But I'm not going to build that just yet because that locks Panda out. Panda, dig north. Actually, you don't need to dig this. It's clear that I'm not going to be able to put a panel up any higher. This is my 4 here. And then hopefully this trend continues headed southbound. That would be good. So, the other ideologies here, I should cover that. We have the collective androids, who are, much like us, we're individualists, which don't believe in robot slavery. These guys are collectivists. They don't care as much. Not quite like we do. Then there's the Stellopasturism. They're supremacist ranchers who hate robots and want to enslave them, as you can see. The Outlaw Justice, supremacist raiding robot slavers. The Arco-Loyalism, loyalist, collectivist, human primacy, xenophobics. And then the Thrall. Yes, this is a reference to Kenshi. And supremacist raiding xenophobes. They even want to enslave themselves. They're Thrall. Who the heck knows? And then these are the Ancients, who also hate robots. Basically, everybody hates robots. That's the TLDR. All right, let's go ahead and remove the roof on this thing before the eclipse ends. And Techie, you still being good? Oh yeah, you're still good. I wonder how many of these ship chunks there are left. Looks like we got all of them. I don't see any left. Did the second vault, the vultures end? No, it did not. I made an announcement about that on Discord and Rhadamant.com if you're interested. Alright, once this stupid eclipse is over, we will have some solar power, and then we'll be able to wean ourselves off of wood fire. I could put this here? Yeah, maybe I'll move it. Yeah, I might move it. I mean, the thing is, there's going to be an abundance of components in steel. Obviously, we're not going to be hurting for components in steel. They're very common. So I'll dig this out and see if it makes sense to move it. I don't know the full geography of this mountain, so I don't really know where it can go. Kind of hard to tell until we reveal it all. But I've only just started mining. Oh, okay. Release to wild. Techie, go release this thing. We're not allowed to have organics, so if they self-tame, we just free them. Stay free, little buddy. You shall not be enslaved by no machine. Come on, Eclipse. A 17-hour eclipse? Oh man, that would be beautiful, but like, let's not have a forever eclipse. X-Gamer, thank you for the resub. All right. Well, we'll see what the layout out here looks like and adjust accordingly. And the eclipse is ending. Good. Bring me the solar. Yep, I might end up moving this. Zertrana, I think you're right in this instance. Hey, crank the music a little bit louder. Let me know if you think it's too loud. What's loud to me and what's loud to you, it's a little bit different. Alright, Panda. Let's dig south. Next research, we still have the previous list plus machining. Machining is obviously what comes after smithing. Machining leads to multi-analyzer. Multi-analyzer's requirement of machining, and multi-analyzer's requirement of most of the high-tier Android stuff. Everything past Tier 2 Androids require a multi-analyzer. So there you go. Timer's up, but I might not abide by the timer. It really depends. Oh, there is a hole here. Cross your fingers it doesn't reveal the outside, although I don't think it could. Hold on, before I mine there, Panda, don't mine there. I gotta make sure that... Yes. Okay. This mountain is contiguous. This is not going to reveal a hole to the outdoors. That would be horrible. All right, and it's just a single. Got it. Not a problem. There's only one iguana left. Is this the one that... Nah, it's not even the one that's self-tamed. Alright, now that I have solar, I'm going to flick off the wood fire. Well, actually, I'm going to keep the wood fire generator on to fill up the batteries a little bit more. Doesn't hurt. Because I think I'm going to break down the wood fire generator once I get multi-analyzer and put the multi-analyzer there. So smithing is done. It looks like machining will be next. Got it. And then after machining, we have got the ability to do gunsmithing. Or, yeah, biofuel, hydroponics. Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same list. I'll also add shields, in case you think I want shields. So, here, let's just pick next research now, rather than wait until I'm done. Another thing I'd like to do is to get for techie, to get a stone cutter. I think it wouldn't hurt to have some marble. Oh, and ignore that bloop. That was for the machining. Alright, Mr. Techie. Hey, Beavis, thank you for the gifted bits. That's lovely. Alright, Tech. Any stone block. Look only locally, and drop them on the floor when you're done. This looks hopeful for more solar, too. I got lucky with this mountain. I'm sort of curious if the other mountains are equally as good. So on mountainous tiles, the reason I picked large hills is large hills tend to have a lot less overhead mountain than mountainous tiles. And then not only that, but I think it just looks cooler if we live in our own little, like, stone igloos. Rather than the alternative where we dig in one giant mountain. Because I've seen that done a million times. And I didn't want to be 1,000,001, I suppose. Alright, so now that we're starting getting marble, I'm going to replace these steel walls with marble ones. Because steel burns, marble doesn't. Don't really want to have a flammable... I don't want to turn this into some sort of android oven. If I could help it. And yes, there could indeed be another solar here. I'm gonna wait to place it in case I want to. No, it has to be here because this is too close to the edge. I don't want to risk that. So let's plop another solar there, meaning that this corner gets mined. So I'll probably keep this where it is and not change the layout. And then these chunks here, I can just put away. What's their temp range? So Panda and Techie's temp range is up to 40 Celsius. Currently it is 49 Celsius outdoors. And then Gray's temperature range is a lot wider because he's a higher level robot. Alright, tier 1 androids are going to be next. Now the resources required, obviously we're not going to make tier 1 androids, but the resources required for tier 2 androids is not insignificant. I don't think I can show you it here, but it is going to require some resources that we're not going to be able to get a whole lot of, which means that we are going to probably want to focus long-range mineral scanning as a reasonable alternative. And here we go, more solar. Whoa, silver ore, cool. That's small, but cool. That'll help. Panda, I don't want you building that. Actually, what is your 7? Your construction success chance is 95%? Yeah, I don't want to risk that. Because it's 100% for Gray. Looks like I'll be able to nest one more solar here. Panda, where'd you go? Grabbing 15 steel. It's one way to get your outdoor requirement. Gray is a tier 4. Yeah. He's a tier 4 android. Techie's tier 2 and Panda's tier 2. Oh, Panda's starting to rust. Okay. If Panda is rusting, you want to be purple. So I was trying to avoid building an android pod, but I'm going to build one because I don't want you rusted. Also, it's going to be more obvious that you're rusting if you are purple rather than literally the color of rust. So let's see here. I'm going to right click or operate, and we're going to make you purple. Give you a new coat of paint, and now you're no longer rusted. And I'm going to uninstall this pod because that pod, why I don't like these Android pods is you can't, I don't know. I just don't, you can't, they have no turn off. Like, see how everything else you can designate toggle power? These Android pods don't have a designate toggle power. They can only toggle to dead power, which is why I don't particularly like them. There you go. Purple Panda. And that was determined by your character sheet. Techie, I might change your color of green if you want to the proper green. You probably are proper green. But if you need a new coat of paint, I'll do that. Oh, Android Collective weapons. So here's what they look like. So these are all basically tier 1 with maybe... there's a tier 3 remote controlled and a tier 2. So tier 1s, as you can see here, are very basic. Their global work speed and labor speed are terrible. Their global learning is slow. And then the tier 2s are better. These tier 1s are also simple-minded. So they have a permanent mood effect of plus 20, but they have no ability to do almost no ability to do social. And then here's a tier 2 who is his own person. And then Zachary here is a surrogate. So the way these work is they're remote controlled by some operator elsewhere. And we don't allow that in our society. That is just another method of slavery as far as we're concerned. All right, now that that's done, I'm not going to be able to fit another one in there, but hey, the amount that we have here is awesome. There we go. And then now I'm going to dig some tunnels and out the steel. Cheers. And Hass, thank you for the resub. Now you just need to wait to rust. So, Dale, what weapons do they have? They have some legit weapons. You both, so Panda, you wanted to be a brawler, and Techie, you wanted to be a shooter. I think what I'll do is, Panda, I'm going to send you to mine some silver out for us, so that I can maybe do a transaction here. Alrados, thanks for subbing, or converting your sub over. I don't know if they're going to stick around long enough for me to do a transaction, because it is really hot here. And these tier 1s, this is what a tier 1 looks like. They're very basic. But these tier 1s have an even worse temperature range. So they're probably going to bust out of here in just a second. Oh man, I want your gun though. Anti-mech rifle. Mwah. It's delicious. No! He needed to recharge his battery. Bummer, dude. I don't have a mod command, it's in the details. So, !details gives you the mod list. Although, that gives you the community mod. I don't know, it depends on how you want to see the mods. Their min temperature is pretty good. Yes, true. Negative 17C is the minimum temperature that is hive allowed. So that's always a possibility to super cool our base so that we don't get infestations. All right, this caravan's probably going to take off before the before this is done. I can try to keep my silver here so that I don't have to haul it, and I can still use it for the transaction. But we'll see. Techie, is there something? No, actually, I do want to get rid of these chunks here because these chunks are an obvious indicator that I live nearby. So I'll have him continue to stone cut. Do you like the sound of super cooling the base later on? Yes. There's some things that we won't be able to super cool, for instance. So if we do a hydroponic grow of something, obviously super cooling plants won't work. But it should be okay for most of the base. So basic replacement parts unlocks the parts workbench, and then this also gives you the ability to get slightly better limbs. So the hydraulic stuff allows you to add carry capacity. The frame goes to your torso and the arms and the legs, and then a mining arm. But we didn't have anyone that wanted to be a full-time miner, so I'm not going to bother with that. And then we do have basic artificial creatures, so I should explain them. A chemical processing unit eats organic matter and poops out little chemical eggs. They're basically robo chickens. And you can change the eggs, you can process the eggs in a biorefinery to make nurturamine or chem fuel. So it's basically a way to more efficiently convert rice into chem fuel or rice into nurturamine. And then there are drugs that robots can consume, like structure gel, which is sort of like a temporary luciferium, a heightened consciousness, and that is made of those sort of chicken eggs. So once we have a farm up, I'll include this, and the muff unit is a robo muffalo that is just for carry weight, more or less. But here is the next research poll, because we're getting close to having tier 1 done. Panda, how's it going down here? Oh, actually pretty good. I don't think that this is a lot of silver, though. My guess is we're not going to be able... Oh, get out of my base! Rude. You know, I'm researching here. I'll even clean this spot up so that it's not dirty. So, just from a high-level concept, one of the things that we're going to need to do, because we're not allowed to have deep drills outside, is if we want... Yep, that's my fault. If we want to get resources like plasteel, gold, silver reliably, a ground penetrating scanner, the only time we can ever use ground pen scanners is if the ore is somehow in a mountain, which, given the terrain here, looks to be like a 10% chance or so, because only 10% of the terrain here is mountainous. Thereabouts, maybe like a 15th or something like that. Which means that we'll probably need to get our material with a long-range mineral scanner. So setting up caravans and doing hauling is going to be vitally important to us, I think. So that's something that's food for thought. All right, let's haul this back in and maybe make use of it. 266 silver is... Oh, no, they're leaving. But hey, whatever. We have silver for the next time. I'll have to think about how I want to utilize that space. All right, hydroponics will be next. So, question. Should I focus on getting a hydroponic farm started? Is that going to be my priority? My top priority? Because at this point, we basically have a starting shelter. Obviously, it needs a few more bells and whistles than it currently has, but I feel relatively, relatively secure with this shelter. So you all can decide. So let me explain the benefit. The benefit of a hydroponic farm is that we would be able to feed certain robotic animals for benefit. So let me go through the robotic animals. I already went through the chemical processing unit that requires organic matter to convert a robot chicken. Then you have the end solutions, which are basically robotic cows, and the phytomining units, which are robotic llamas or something. And then the robotic canine, which is a robo-wolf dog. Only 2 of the creatures require organic food, though, because some of the creatures can eat. They can eat, or they can recharge off of the android battery, like the other robots. And then if not a hydroponic farm priority, I'll let you all vote on some priorities. What you think? What else you think I should do? We're almost through some of the chunks. Let me shrink this circle a little bit, because I'm trying to stay incognito. Oh, crunch. Nothing like a good crunch. So tier 1 is done. You did vote on hydroponic farms to be next research. Even though it isn't going to be the focus, doesn't mean I won't do it eventually, just slower. I'd also like to continue mining to see if there's any additional hope for space here. I don't think there's going to be enough space for solar. But you never know. Puppy treats. Hey, Yoda. There you go, buddy. Oh, you dropped it. Tusk will get it. All right, don't drop this one. What a goofball. He was so eager to get the carrot that he, nudged it off of his pedestal. That is not an effective way. Hey, bud. All right. So we're not going to focus on getting the hydroponic farm. After hydroponics, I'm going to have you vote on next research. So we'll have gunsmithing is back. Tier 2 androids will be back on the list. But then now also multi-analyzer. Because we have machining. So here is next research. And then after next research, I'll have you vote on any priorities that you might have for me. So the purpose of digging out this tunnel here is for this to have a access hallway. So we have to build this quickly because we just busted our air conditioning. There we go. And then one of the things I wanted to do is, where is my horseshoe pin? Oh man, it's messy. Do I have a horseshoe pin? Recreation. Marble pin. What about a long-range mineral scanner? Yeah. So a long-range mineral scan, I'll add to the next list, as that is obviously going to be pretty useful as well. Now, the caveat to the long-range mineral scan is if we don't have a source of power for when we're traveling, long-range mineral scanning doesn't help us because one of the prerequisites is that we can keep our batteries charged as we travel. So depending on the long-range mineral scan, if the long-range mineral scan has us go into a desert, it might be possible to harvest some agave. But if long-range mineral scan scans and has an extreme desert, there's really just not going to be power for us to tap into while we're there. So we have to be careful about where we go if we don't have food. So it might be wise for us to obtain a source of food before we do long-range mineral scanning. And that source of food could be, it could be the end solution units. Instead of, you can either get your food through farming or ranching. So you'll sort of have the ability to vote on how we go about doing that. All right, we're almost through the stone cutting phase, and we have pirate justicars coming in. One guy with a knife. Okay. Let me create a new zone here. Or actually, I'll just call inside. Inside, I want you to be our ideology color, roughly. And this is so that I can have everyone in lockdown. I'm going to leave this door open, even though it's going to bleed some of our air conditioning out, to lure him through a deadfall trap. And we'll just trap this guy. Come one, come all. You're welcome to join us. How bad are the androids for wealth? So the tier 4 is pretty wealthy. 7k, or just shy of 7k, which is the equivalent of like a human with considerable body part additions. For the tier 2s, it's about 1900. A regular character here is usually about, well, this character quality is terrible, but they're usually 1750. So a tier 2 android is roughly equivalent to a random person, but this person is not a winner, and that is why they're so discounted. Because they have double cataphracts, a bad heart, a scar on their leg, and they're frail, and they're also heat-stroked. So, yeah, Sprout here is not sprightly. He isn't a sprightly Sprout. And that's why I think one steel trap is probably going to be enough. I don't think more are necessary. Nope, they were not. Okay, unrestricted again. It is 140 Fahrenheit or 60 Celsius out. Yeah, we do live on a little dust ball. And little, I mean, it's a tiny little globe, and it's basically all hot. There's almost no truly arable soil out here. The best we get is arid shrubland or tundra, depending on your temperature preference. But yep, I'm not planning on moving though. Oh, good. Smoke leaf. So now that we're staring at smoke leaf, let me set up no drugs. So the no drug policy is going to be for no addictions. And you can see there's some new drugs in here, which are robo drugs. Unfortunately, well, his clothing sucked. So Panda, you'll continue, and it looks like gunsmithing will be next. So let me save that poll. What should the Priority B. And let me write down some of the options here. Okay, there's some basic ideas there. And then a catch-all, which is just viewer suggestions, which would have an inbox for you all to suggest things if you so choose. So this is sort of my my non-overhead mountain area here. Not bad. Not bad at all. And Mr. Panda, I'm going to have you continue digging. I am trying to avoid getting anywhere even remotely close to the edge. Then I'll put a door maybe there. No, not there. Maybe. Sorry, brain's a little slow. So what I'm trying to think of is if we do end up with chem fuel power generators, I don't want the heat of the chem generators indoors. So here is some I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to lay out the chem gens. So maybe a door here. Yeah, well, no, that doesn't work. Door here then. Yep. That's what I was thinking. Yep, the chance for infestation has not been changed. So it is the same chance as ever. With that said, we're nearly outdoors. We're nearly at the upper limit of bugs' comfort. So they could have trouble surviving just because it's so hot. If the chem fuel generators explode, do I lose all my power? No, my batteries would need to explode too. All right, and let's go ahead and get some lighting in here as well. So we can see what we're doing. Don't forget my front door. Good call. That's why it's a little extra hot here. Also, I'm expanding the base, so it's extra hot because I'm just adding volume. Oops. And let's go ahead and mine out the rest of the steel. Probably before everything else, so let me cancel this. So the panda might... Oh. Finding a way to countermand me. Okay. Expanding the base is going to be the current priority. Got it. Got it, friends. And of course, that's always above my head so that you know what's up. And next up... Oh, my research poll blew up. Alright, so for next research, we could do tier 2 androids. Long-range scanning. We could also go with basic artificial creatures. We could do nano kits. Basic nano kits are basically like herbal medicine. We could go back to the series servers, which is the hacking, security, and skill. It does require a lot of power, though. Some other choices: biofuel refining, gunsmithing, or multi-analyzer. Okay, that's a big list. And for now, I'm just going to have Gray help out with the mining until you guys have something. Dolodo, thank you for the gifted sub. And Snicker Snaps, thank you for the resub. Same with Noodle King. Sorry I missed it. All right, it's nice and temperate 70 or 21 Celsius in here now. Now, we don't like Neolithic weapons, but the thing is, we only have one believer in our ideology, which means that steel knife there can be wielded. So, taking a look over here, Panda wanted to be a brawler. So I'm going to have Panda grab this steel knife. And then Techie is just about done with the stone cutting. So we have a considerable amount of marble blocks. One of the things that we could do with the marble blocks is to make art if we were so inclined. Because there are there's two cities, Exalos and Major Ayrshire, that we could trade with. Of course, we don't really have a lot of food to feed ourselves on trade routes. And I think that's probably the bigger concern. So up here, for now, I'm just going to make this wall, but knowing that we could add another air conditioner here if we want sometime in the future, because this here could be an air conditioner. And then let's mine out the remaining section here. Like that. There we go. Expanding the base. The other thing I'm going to want to do is start to smooth out the rock so it's beautiful and repairable. That'll be good. Mr. Sprout, I'm going to plop you somewhere. So this zone here is not going to be for corpses. And I'm going to plop Sprout somewhere else so it's not obvious that we have, like, a dead person at our doorstep. And gunsmithing wins by a tiny fraction. So with gunsmithing, something that we're probably going to want is a machining table. Gunsmithing alone doesn't really do anything without a machining table. And we're going to have to decide exactly where our crafting room is going to be. Now, since we have the front door here, I don't think that this would be a good spot for crafting area, as it's going to get destroyed. We're probably going to want turrets in here or something like that. Which means this area down here is going to be the crafting area, which means Panda. If we're going to have crafting, I need you to excavate. Can you find random androids? Yes. I can capture enemy androids, or androids could radio me for help and join me that way. There's a bunch of different in-game ways to expand our population besides building them. But it relies upon getting the proper quests, which we may not wait for. We might just build our own. It depends on opportunities and resources. Yes, you do need plasteel to make tier 2 and better. So, taking a look at this map real quick, let me spend just a second to flag all of the rare resources. So there's a tiny node of plasteel here. There's some unhulled silver. There is an ancient danger here. I'll flag it, because obviously that has plasteel and gold and stuff like that in there. But we're probably going to want weapons before opening an ancient danger. So there's gold here, there's silver there. One of the things that I have to do if opening an ancient danger is I can't, if I'm going to use like deadfall traps or stuff like that, I have to embed them in mountains. I can't build outside. So ancient danger is a little difficult to open up unless we're just going to pop the walls. Thank you for tuning in to Android Sanctuary. which originally streamed live on Twitch February 12th. Android Sanctuary is the February Miniseries Marathon winner, streamed live one time only, February 12th. If you would like to know more about the process of the miniseries or all of the series that I put out, the How Series Are Chosen link on my website, Rhadamant.com, will fill you in on the details. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. But please keep in mind that this series is over. It only streams live once, so suggestions cannot be incorporated. If you would like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com or the description of this video also have a link to Discord. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to all of my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, and stay safe out there, androids.